Hello Galactic family. Bisexuality. Question. First, gratitude to the blog and to the enlightened beings who will respond. Well, I'm a bisexual boy, I have a preference for boys, I do not judge myself by this and I do not consider myself wrong or something. On the contrary, I know it's something that is part of my divine nature. But my parents do not know that, just my friends. I'm afraid to tell them because they're very conservative. I have never had real relationships with other boys and I feel very much like it. I have come to resort to very bad situations because of this kind of lack. Sometimes I wonder if there is anyone with me could be detrimental to my personal evolution, and maybe that is the reason I do not find a companion that I feel love and be reciprocal. I hope you have something to say about it, so I have some notion at least. Thank you in advance. Namaste. Answer. Son, all you want is to find a person to share life with. You feel lost about it, because you have not yet taken charge of your own nature. You still have restrictions on these choices because deep down you are looking for something external that is within you. You see, my brother, indecision about sexuality is an inner perplexity because it is unclear about what it feels like. Your feelings are not clear, and so the world becomes cloudy and unclear as to its purpose, what it really brings within you. Sexuality should not be a problem for humanity, because it is only an expression of love, one of the forms of manifestation of love, but by far the only one. And like everything else, she can deviate from her purpose by bringing this confusion about feelings. What you are looking for is just someone who can share a life with you, build a bonding story. Sexuality is by far an obstacle to this. I repeat, it is only a form of union manifestation. But life in communion, requires much more exchanges, and what really matters is to feel happy next to who is. For in the eyes of God there is only a union of souls who share life in common. Sex is a complement, but it does not represent the true purpose of the union, which is the reciprocal learning and aggrandizement, division. What you need, therefore, is to feel your emotions, to open to them without blocking, because from this opening you will have clarity about what you want and the doubts simply go out. It is from the contact with our own emotions that we create the conditions for the freedom of our life, to live experiences according to the longing of our heart. Be in peace. I'm Serapis Bey. Kundalini. Question. Dear Masters, that wonderful energy that I felt, months ago, rising through my spine up to my head, was my Kundalini, who was released? Why was not the partial physical healing she provided me for a few days permanent? Answer. Son, it is natural that you do not feel in a permanent state the connection with the Kundalini while incarnate. It is embedded in an energetic mesh that awakens in all of you feelings related to the 7 deadly sins that have materialized the world that watches over you through the awakening of fear. Kundalini is its true essence, it is its nature, but the attempt to awaken as long as it is inserted within this mesh, will make the process not remain linear and continuous. And yes, that they are only sensations that do not become permanent. This is perfectly natural, child, but does not mean that it is not reaching the goal. I affirm that yes, it is reaching its goal and awakening the activation of Kundalini. The Kundalini sun, facing the reality to which you are inserted, becomes a point of anchoring and balancing, so that in parallel you can work these connections with the planetary mesh, so that they are cleaned and disconnected gradually. Kundalini will help maintain balance and peace throughout all cleaning processes. The cleansing processes come through experiences that live as incarnate, and can also be treated with therapies of access to Akashic records, During any cleansing process you choose to work on, Kundalini will play an important role and accelerate the process of healing and releasing all the points that connect you to the cycle of incarnations on this planet. The Kundalini awakens, anchors and uplifts its connection to the I am, and so it is. I'm Mahashowan. Fear of loving. Question. Dear Masters, it is very difficult to talk about it, but I will open it. I feel a blockage in my ability to love. I went through some emotional traumas in childhood and another very strong in 2016, and I feel like I have turned a rock, insensitive to love. It hurts me a lot, because even with my children and husband I have a very cold attitude. I miss the love, the enthusiasm and the joy in my life. I ask for guidance. Gratitude. Answer. My beloved daughter, you are not insensible to love. Just created a character that was. And deep down you are protecting yourself from your own love, for you know how great it is within you. Of what we would be done but of the love of God that reflects in our own love to overflow to all. Denying love is denying your own nature, my sister. What you have is protection when you get in touch with your own feelings because of how big you are. You know what you can do to yourself. Your feelings are pure, true and full of magic. But protect yourself from them because you think they could cause you great pain. There is a lot of restriction within you, that you close yourself so you do not feel what you are. Lest he overflow all his inner harmony. Let's translate that into words. You do not block love, but you protect yourself from your own feelings, from the fear of hurting yourself again. So you prefer to close yourself in a restraining fortress, than to surrender to what you feel. But see my sister, who protects herself when she ceases to feel, and when she ceases to feel, she ceases to be true to herself. But there is something you can do for yourself. Write about your feelings. Write about what you feel for yourself, let your feelings surface, reread to yourself, and let those feelings surface. You will see, my beautiful sister, how beautiful you hold within you, and then you can gradually show the world everything you are. I'm your loving brother. Jesus. Cannot stop in a job. Question. Dear Masters, I would like guidance and help for my professional and financial life. Beloved ones, in this incarnation I believe that I had 3 great opportunities to build a good professional career, and a good financial structure as we call it here on earth. I worked in 3 large companies, but always gave up on continuing in these companies, to build this structure that is very important here on earth. In the last of these companies that I mentioned, it was very strange because it was a contest that I conquered with great effort, dedication and time of study, but I could not adapt, at least that was the justification I gave myself at the time. Today I think that may not be the problem, but the truth is that I still do not quite understand what happens to me in this area of my life. Sometimes I define myself as inconstant in this area. I have done self-criticism and self-analysis several times, and I think these things happen to me because I have a hard time adapting to the structure and social and economic paradigms of the civilization of planet Earth. Sometimes I wonder if it's really a matter of my own adaptation, or is it some problem that needs to be solved. I am doing a karmic tarot treatment, and in this treatment it was verified that I have or had some karma in the financial area to be transmuted, but I believe that these karma are almost all transmuted because the treatment is already ending. So I ask, are these karma that were obstructing my financial prosperity? Anyway, I beg you humbly to help me get a job, because I am unemployed and I live in a big city where the cost of living is one of the most expensive in the country where I live, I also ask you to direct me to a company where the vibrational frequency of the people and the place is within the possible according to mine, because this is of fundamental importance to make it work. Gratitude, gratitude and gratitude. Namaste. Answer. My beloved son, he has repeated situations in jobs which is not adapted simply because he does not finish any of the processes that he starts. Your energy perception of the environment, and your reading of the situation, is a bit distorted, son. You perceive your medium as a lower vibratory pattern and put yourself in the position of a more evolved spirit and a lighter density. But child, do not you realize that you are bound to experiences like this, because you have not just learned to cultivate within yourself the simplicity and the union with your environment. It is in these repeated experiences that you learn to feel one with the environment where you are. It is not a matter of financial restraint, but only the work of positioning oneself with humility and gratitude in the environment where you are and in the experience that materializes for you, so that you can absorb the necessary teaching to transmute those experiences and stop the cycle of repetitions. Work humility and the feeling of oneness with the medium that is inserted in the work. The next work that will start the child will be a repetition of previous experiences, but with the clarification of your true mission on this journey. You will know how to take this opportunity with the feeling of gratitude in your heart and nourish faith and unity with the whole. Be well and be at peace, son. Master Saint Germain. Divine Plan. Question. Beloved Masters, first of all my gratitude for so much mercy and love for us. But let us go to the one that always afflicts me. I would like to know how to be sure of my mission, how to concretize my divine plan. I've always felt lost in my professional life, and when I'm working, I'm not happy that I am not doing something that fills my heart. How do I know the way to go, when I find myself again between two paths? Thank you to every light worker who makes this communication possible. All love. Answer. Beloved daughter, all the ways are necessary to your furtherance. Your soul mission does not correspond to either of these two paths, but you have to go through different roads to get the experiences you need to be prepared to enter through the main door of your mission. All the roads in that moment, daughter, lead to the same end, because they are only experiences that will contribute to the formation of a being more prepared for the true objective. Follow in peace and trust in your divine heart, sister. Master Gregory. F. Therapy. Question. Dear Masters, lately my life has been turned inside out, a lot to happen and a lot to come back from the past. I know it's to be like that to clean up everything that is not good for the future. Every day I try to do a little more with the help of EFT mainly, however sometimes I wonder if it really is to have some effect. It seems that there is no end. I'd like you to tell me if I'm on the right track. As for the other situations in my life, namely my relationship, which I understand why you could not take it, will it be possible to recover? I feel that there is something strong that connects us, but I do not know if things will really change, because it is still at an earlier stage, albeit with a lot of evolution. As for the voices and energies I feel, are they real? Sometimes I have the sensation of leaving my physical body. Since I was a child, I do not know how to explain it, nor do I know what it is. I would like to clarify if it is possible. And the light I see, are you? I take this opportunity to thank you for the answers and for all your help. Very grateful on behalf of all of us. Answer. Beloved daughter, while working your records on therapies, focus on only one restriction at a time, daughter. I see you connected in several energetic wires to be pulled from one side to another, working various restrictions simultaneously. Before you even cure one of them, you are already working on several others simultaneously. This, daughter, undermines the healing work of each of the connection points, as it makes the process slow and more painful. Focus on treating a restriction kept in the Akashic record at a time, daughter. So you can take your life normally and gradually bring with it, with each healed restriction, more internal fulfillment, wisdom and confidence that is only obtained with the restraint surpassed. The overcoming restriction records in your record information that projects in you more strength, confidence and faith, which you will need to obtain to face others. Go in peace, my daughter. Masters Pta.